Hey wrestling fans, welcome everyone to another episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for February 15th, 2022. I am your host Lance Brock, as usual, and I'm going to talk about some breaking news on today's episode of the podcast. But first, just going to mention some sad news, unfortunately, that came out yesterday. The passing of former WCW and WWE referee Mickey J, also known as Mickey Henson. Most recently, when he was in WWE. Very sad news to hear. Man, like I said, a veteran referee in the business for quite a long time. Remember him back from the WCW days very well, and then after WCW was in WWE, and then when they brought in Mickey James, they changed his name to Mickey Henson. Now today, for Tuesday, February 15th, some big news broke this morning, and that is the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is leaving All Elite Wrestling. Also, his wife Brandy, both of them are leaving AEW. The question is, what does this mean for AEW going forward? There's already rumors that he will show up in WWE very, very soon. Don't know if any of that is true or not, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But apparently, Cody Rhodes is going back to WWE, and don't know what this means for the future of Rhodes to the Top, the reality show Cody and Brandy started, that was on TNT. Don't know. There was already supposed to be a season 2. It was renewed, but with Cody and Brandy leaving AEW now, I would say probably the future of the show is up in the air. And one thing is for sure, though, that Dustin Rhodes, the brother of Cody, has confirmed that he isn't going anywhere, that he is indeed staying with AEW. And who knows how WWE would use Cody right now if they did bring him back. Would they want him to be Stardust again, or Dashing Cody Rhodes, or would they let him keep this American Nightmare character that he created after he left WWE, or would they want to come up with something new for him? But I know there's been the rumors about, or not rumors, but it was reported that his contract was up, that he was working without one. But honestly, I thought that he was just going to re-sign with AEW. I didn't think he was going anywhere. And what I read is that his departure from the company definitely came to a shock to everybody backstage in AEW. So hopefully we'll get some more news about this in the coming days, and hope to talk about it more in future episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, so just stay tuned. And some more news. It was kind of teased a little bit last night. It was reported that WWE may be planning a match for Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania this year, but I don't know for sure. Like I said last night on Raw, Kevin Owens, during his promo, was making fun of Texas. And during that promo, I thought, because I've already expected that Austin probably will have something to do with WrestleMania, but what I was thinking is that at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens will come out, cut a promo, start talking bad about Texas, making fun of the state, and then Stone Cold would come to the ring and give him a stunner, drink a few beers. That's it. But now these reports are coming about and maybe having a match, and he never really ruled it out as a possibility. But Austin has said before, unless he knows that he could go out there and have a good match and not embarrass himself, that he might have another match. And a while ago, High Spots did a private signing with him at his ranch, and he does have a ring set up, so who knows, he could have been training for a while to maybe have one more match. That is definitely interesting to see what will happen there. And in other news, I'm surprised it took this long, but 205 Live is officially no more. And it's going to be a new NXT show called Level Up. I believe that's what it said it was. I don't know any of the details just yet, but apparently a new NXT show is coming to replace 205 Live. Honestly, I'm glad they didn't. I'm surprised that they didn't get rid of it sooner. It's been pretty dead for quite a while. I just wanted to do a quick show real quick. I know this was a short one, but talk about the big news that came out today. And before I go, I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast yet, but Samoa Joe going into the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame was announced. And this past weekend was the Hall of Fame highlight show for Bryan Danielson, and this weekend is the one when the Samoa Joe one will air. So far, the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame is the Briscoes, Bryan Danielson, and Samoa Joe. Definitely a great class so far. And one name that I would think would definitely belong in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame is CM Punk. And AEW is letting Bryan Danielson do it, so I would not be surprised at all if Punk's name is added to that already impressive list. And that is all for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for today. Thank you once again for tuning in. Appreciate all of you for listening, wherever you're listening. Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, YouTube. Pretty much anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts. Hope to be back soon with another one. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, the email is 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook, follow on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And until the next episode, though, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.